Hello and welcome viewers to another episode of Converse with Commerce. In 2014, India ranked 142 in the global ranking of ease of doing business. Since then, the government has taken a lot of initiatives to improve their rank and make it into the top 50. However, India didn't achieve this objective. The country was 77th among 190 countries in the previous ranking last year, an improvement by 23 places. The report assessed improvement in ease of doing business environment in Delhi and Mumbai. Sustained business reforms over the past several years have helped India jump 14 places to move to the 63rd position in this year's Global Ease of Doing Business rankings. India put in place four new business reforms during the past year and earned a place in among the world's top 10 improvers for the third consecutive year. Today, we're very glad to have with us on the show the founder of Keeros, Sachin Sahni, who's a seasoned professional in the health and wellness industry with an experience of over 19 years, serving a customer base of more than 50,000. He had his eureka moment when he noticed when it came to satisfying mid-meal hunger pangs, people often went for snacks that were deep fried, loaded with artificial flavors, and extremely unhealthy. The challenge was to come up with something that would be appealing to the taste buds and at the same time was also easy on the pocket. He got down to work and sought inspiration from traditional Indian foods and global health food trends. His perseverance finally paid off with the perfect creation of great taste and nutritional benefits. Keeros roasted super snacks that are
Pause,
healthy
pause.
for all.
Repeat it. Say it again. It's fine.
Yeah. His
Say that part.
perseverance, yeah. His perseverance finally paid off with the creation of a perfect blend and great taste and nutritional benefits. Keeros roasted super snacks that are healthy for all and safe for diabetics. Welcome, Mr. Sahani. How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you, Lakshita. I am doing great, and it's a pleasure connecting to you, young future of the country.
That is great to hear, sir. Today, my
Yes,
friend Udbhav Tandon and I have a few questions for you about your experience building a business and how the business environment has changed in India over the past few years. Now,
I'll be
I would
very
like
happy to share my experiences.
thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like Udbhav to move things forward.
Thank you, Lakshita. It's great to have you here with us today, Mr. Sahani. So to start off,
Thank
why
you.
don't you tell our viewers how and why did you get into this particular line of business?
Look, Udbhav, me and my co-founder Simran, who's a nutritionist by profession and an award-winning one, we've been in the business of wellness, fitness since over almost 2 decades now. And we had a chain of fitness centers based out of Lucknow, and we had centers in Punjab also. So we were already in the business of adding health and happiness to people's lives through our services like gyms, diet counseling, diet counseling for various problems like obesity, lifestyle problems like diabetes, BP, etc. So we thought, let's expand. So we were already expanding our centers, but we thought we'll expand in a different way. We'll now add health and happiness to people's lives through products. So what products? Food products. There are more products which can, do the same thing. So what we did was we experimented with a few products without really branding them, packed them and started selling within our centers to test market. So any given point in time between various centers, there were some 1,500 to 2,500 people coming to our centers. So we started selling through our dietitians. So we have some over a dozen dietitians working for our various centers. So they were supposed to counsel their clients about various problems and also suggest our products. So there we realized that we were getting good repeat purchase in some segments of foods and somewhere we're not. So we were essentially using superfoods to create recipes for ready to cook foods, snacks, ready to eat means snacks, and some super drinks I mean, like apple cider vinegar drinks made out of moringa, made out of haldi and things like that, and which were superfoods and would add health and taste. So that's how things started, and then when we got good response in few categories, especially super snacking category, the most repeat was happening there. And the segment where we were getting good loyalty was diabetes and people who had either BP problem or obesity. So we thought we'll create products which would satisfy the need of diabetics. So diabetics they have a very black and white life as far as food is concerned. बेचारों को हमेशा ना डॉक्टर बोलता है कि ये खाओ ये ना खाओ, ऐसे ही रहो, ऐसे नहीं खाओगे, कोई शुगर नहीं जाएगी, फैमिली वाले भी पीछे पड़े रहते हैं. So we realized that we have to create, add some spice to their lives. So finally the product brand was born, which is called Keeros, after certain research of over 6 months. And we started with super snacks. We'll add more categories like super drinks. We've added. We have launched a few months back apple cider vinegar with a twist. It has a different flavor. Apple cider, if you normally taste, it's not very tasty.
It's very bitter.
It's bitter. I would say it's not tasty, but it's much better than ordinary products available in the market. Right. So this is our story. This is how we started and landed on Keeros.
My dad is diabetic, so I know what they go through. So
India is called the world's diabetes capital. The highest number of diabetics in the world in India.
So next question.
By the way, we are the first brand in the country to launch diabetic-friendly snacks.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
So
next question. We all know it's very hard to bootstrap a company with such less awareness like yours. So how did you plan on getting your funds, and how was your experience?
I would say the awareness was there. The need was very dire, in fact. Only thing is that making the public at large aware of our products, or जिसको marketing parlance में कहते हैं customer acquisition, was not easy. Yes, everybody felt a need कि यार एक अच्छा tasty snack होना चाहिए mid meal hunger के लिए, जो कि healthy भी हो और tasty भी हो. There were healthy products across the market, but they were not tasty, and there was processing going, a lot of processing happening there. So yes, it is not easy, but thankfully after testing our products for 1 year within Lucknow market in retail stores, we went for fundraise, and we were delighted to get the funds with not much difficulty. In fact, Mumbai-based angel network funded us, called Venture Catalyst. So we raised funds from them, and then expanded our back-end factory capacity, operations, and launched in other cities as well. And then online, we were always present. We started expanding our online presence also.
That's interesting. So next question for you. Since we all know this is a new and upcoming market in India, the healthy foods market, how did you acquire your customers when you initially started your business? Whom did you sell to when you started initially?
All right. So we use various channels, Udbhav. Number one channel that we started was Amazon. And Amazon, and simultaneously we started opening stores when we were test marketing within Lucknow. Since we have brand based out of Lucknow, our production happens here only. We opened initially 20 stores. We placed our products in their shelves. क्योंकि मेरे यहाँ खुद की presence थी, we had some relationships here. We said we will have to keep it on the cash counters or in the front. So, and we tested. We got a very good response. So we expanded within city to around 200 stores. And initially it took some time. We had to advertise on Amazon. We had we call retail sales associates. We employed these people for promotions. So what they would do is in a particular store where there's a lot of walk-ins happening, हमारा वो tray लेके हमारे product के साथ में हमारा बंदा खड़ा रहता है. And when people enter, they make, आजकल तो COVID के times में नहीं हो रहा, but earlier they would make them taste and tell them about the brand. So there was good conversion happening there. So yeah, customer acquisition is costly, but it was not too difficult for us. I'm happy about that. You know, even in a city like Lucknow, we could get good traction initially, and that was very encouraging. And Amazon, we struggled initially, but then somehow we got selected for Launchpad program of Amazon, which is for startups. They helped us understand the platform a bit, and very soon, within 6, 7 months, 8 months max, we were the bestseller brand on Amazon in our category.
That's amazing. So just related to advertising.
And yes. Sorry, this is not a complete answer. So this was initial. Now you were talking about how you acquire customers. So there are other channels also. Like, sorry, I had to cut you short there.
No.
The other channels which we acquired later were vending machines. Have you seen those vending machines of snacks in airports? And you still don't go to the offices. So corporate offices and the big office complexes has those vending machines where if you enter your you either enter card or your notes, you can choose a particular snack you want to have, and you can simply pick and eat. So we had placed in a lot of vending machines. So we had tied with 3 different vending companies. Our products were placed in Delhi, NCR, and Bangalore, and we were about to place in Bombay when COVID happened. So that's the third channel of customer acquisition or reaching out to the customer. You also call them route to market in the marketing parlance, distribution parlance. Fourth was we have corporate supplies in various offices. So we have corporate distributors who would buy from us, and then these distributors have other brands also. Then they supply to these corporate offices where the customer himself is not paying, his company is paying. The employees get these. So that's another channel. Third is we get sales through our fourth rather, corporate gifting. So during New Year or Diwali or various things, people, companies buy from us for their employees, for gifting to their employees. And of course, then there is personal gifting. People buy to gift it to their parents, to their, for wedding return gifts also we have sold. In fact, Virat and Anushka's wedding planner, Devika, recommended our products as a in-room snacking options for weddings and return gifts also. So, and yeah, for gifting, our product has been gifted to right from Chief Minister of UP to Yogi. He's a regular customer of ours. As told by some friends who are in government, they say, I've seen Mr. Yogi eating your products. In fact, I also have a photograph. He has it on his table. Akshay Kumar has been gifted our products, and I have the photograph. Our product has been gifted to the President of India. Our product, so we have a lot of fans in corporate and world, doctors, senior level doctors, very celebrity doctors also. So happy about this, that people love to gift our products.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that your product has such a wide market reach. Anyways, so talking about selling online, do you prefer selling through your own website or through Amazon or Flipkart?
So there, it always depends on what phase of your company you're going through. So initially, we were very happy selling through Amazon. It's the lowest hanging fruit one can have, because it's like a mall, physical mall से अगर compare करेंगे, जहाँ पर रोज 10,000 लोग या probably 2-3 लाख लोग रोज आते हैं. Compared to, let's say, opening your own store on Bombay Pune highway, let's say, or some when you start your own website and start selling, initially it's like having your website in some remote area ahead of Thane, right? So or for Lucknow we can say, okay, somewhere in remote area on Sitapur Road. Right. So you have to invest a lot of money getting customers to 20 kilometers outside of your the main city. Let's say if you open a store there. So website is like that. You will have to spend a lot. Whereas when you are in Amazon, there is an auto traffic. You only have to present yourself well, and they will, I mean, through keywords and good presentation, you start getting customers. But as you progress in life of your company, you want to have your own website and start selling from there. So we have reached the stage where we also want to now sell more and more from our website. And not just Amazon, we represent in third-party e-commerce platforms like Qtrove, Flipkart, and some 10, 12 more.
That's
1MG,
great.
HealthCart.
So next question for you. As healthy snacks are considered a premium product that probably tend to attract a niche or maybe an upper middle class customer base, do you think that limits your market reach?
Initially, yes, but thanks to COVID, कुछ अच्छी चीजें भी होने लगी हैं इसकी वजह से. Now, even the middle class is getting very aware of what he's eating, what he's putting in his mouth. Immunity की बात हो रही है ना हर तरफ. We want to improve our immunity, we want to improve our health, let's lose weight. और ठीक है, healthy products थोड़े premium होते हैं, ये सबको पता है. So with other expenses getting cut, people have started investing more in their health now. So we are seeing some spurt in our sales otherwise also. Even from those stores, I can tell you, the stores which we used to consider not very upmarket, they are also now, wanting our products. So there are encouraging signs for us.
That's great. So related to that only, do you plan on decreasing your prices in the future to maybe have a greater market reach?
As of now, I don't see any reason why we should decrease our prices, but we don't mind. When you start scaling, you get ample scope of decreasing your prices also. If that helps my brand get more traction, we are open.
That's nice. Thank you so much, Mr. Sahni. Now, Lakshita has a few more questions for you related to the ease of doing business in India. Over to you, Lakshita.
These are very touchy questions. Huh? Let me see what questions she has up her sleeves.
Thank you, Udbhav. To start off, Mrs. Sahni, ever since the GST reforms were implemented, how has your business been affected?
I would say we were affected very positively. It has helped us because a lot of times, before when we started, GST was just introduced. So I can't really compare, but I really dread the situation कि GST नहीं होता तो बहुत सारा GST credit, input credit मुझे नहीं मिलता. For example, we are advertising. So there used to be a service tax earlier, right? So service tax we could never claim. With GST, goods and services taxes are merged in one. So it is helpful for businesses. In fact, earlier there was a lot of confusion there. People could not claim services if they are into manufacturing sector. So this is my answer.
Thank you, sir. As we know, Mrs. Sahni, businesses have been gradually moving to the e-commerce sector given the global pandemic situation. So do you think this will speed up that process and that all businesses will become e-commerce dependent?
I think the process has already begun in a very fast pace. We all of a sudden after lockdown for at least 1 month could not do much business offline. Online also because deliveries were halted. But the moment after 15th of April or so, things started moving a little. We saw a sudden spurt in online sales. There's a huge jump. Probably our customers who were buying from the offline sources, the stores, when they could not visit outside or they were not getting our supplies well in time, they started visiting our brand stores and various e-commerce platforms. And we saw a huge jump, a very healthy growth in fact.
So, does this mean that you will push online sales more than retail sales?
At the moment, yes, because people are a little scared of going online, offline. I'm sorry, to the stores. So mostly things are happening in either in the hybrid model, where you go to a physical stores online site and order there, or you go to Swiggy for delivery, or you go to Amazon sites like Amazon, or come to our website and order. So this is happening more often than not. In fact, even people are calling the store owners directly, and they are sending it directly to their home. So visits to the stores is getting very limited, especially in the larger towns. Although I think the tier 2 and tier 3 towns, they're going outside, out to the stores. And we are seeing a lot of demand from stores from tier 3 towns also. Even towns like Amravati and Kolhapur, we are getting inquiries that can we get your products to place it here. I mean, I'm talking about Maharashtra because you from Bombay. Otherwise, like we getting from inquiry right from towns like Jammu to Siliguri to some unknown places also, even smaller towns in Odisha.
Wow, that's
So
nice.
retailers are asking if we can have these products. Since we are listed on India Mart also, so we're getting these inquiries from retailers. So B2B inquiries also. Yeah, so my answer is done.
So, what do you think will be the effects of this global situation on businesses of your size in the Indian market? And what is their scope for recovery?
Look, we are in the food business, which is essential business, and we are in wellness food. So I think this is one sector I'm lucky to be in, which is actually thriving in this condition. I know
Yes.
there are a lot of industry, there are a lot of sectors which have suffered very badly, and they'll take very long time to recover. But our business has started thriving already. For 2-3 months, there was a problem of logistics, and because we could not open things, factory was not open for some time. I am seeing a very bright future for our industry, our company. So this is my take.
That's great to hear, sir. So, have the initiatives taken by the government recently and since 2014 regarding startups affected you in a positive or a negative way?
Look, glass is half full. What I want to say is, yes, it did help in some way. People, startups are getting attention. We could raise funds much easier than if the startup India was not there, or certain initiatives and the reforms were not done. We would not be able to raise funds so easily. I mean, it was not easy, but there were some roadblocks there already, which were removed by the government. But let me also add, I don't know if it's in the scope of your interview or not. India has to go a long way in ease of doing business. There's a huge amount of red tapeism. I mean, let me tell you, I got our electricity connection done. So, we shifted our factory last year. Now, all said and done, Modi ji is a very, very pro-business gentleman. There's a Yogi government in UP. It took us 9 months to get the electricity connection. Thankfully, we had the connection already to start a factory. So we were not hard pressed. So हमने सोचा हम घूस नहीं देंगे. They were asking for greasing their palms. Let me be very open. I don't know if you want to edit my interview of this part, you can edit. But the fact of the matter is, at every stage there's red tapeism. If it is not for the perseverance of Indian entrepreneurs, अगर ये रोड ब्लॉक्स ना हो ना तो इंडियन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स चाहिए, पर इतने सारे रोड़े अटकाते हैं ये सारे, हर लेवल पे बहुत टाइम लगता है. तो आपकी एनर्जी ग्रोथ की जगह गड्ढे भरने में चली जाती है. यू स्टार्ट फाइटिंग विद दीज small road blocks not small, at times very big road blocks also everywhere. This problem. So all said and done कि ऑनलाइन हो जाएगा, सब कुछ हो जाएगा. हमने सब कुछ ऑनलाइन अप्लाई किया था, but they have found ways to make you run after them. When I say they means these departments. I'm not saying कि top में कोई corrupt है लोग, लेकिन मशीनरी नीचे तक इतनी corrupt है कि वो कहते हैं, साफ साफ मेरे को बाबू ने बोला, हम क्या सैलरी से अपना घर थोड़ी चलाते हैं, जब तुमसे कुछ नहीं मिलेगा तो हम कहाँ जाएंगे, ऐसा तो तुमको देना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. So this is the problem. If we have to compete with the industrial powers of the world, economic powers, this red tapeism has to go.
Lakshita, listen, just don't ask a follow-up in the comments.
Yeah, I'm not asking that. So finally, sir, could you tell our viewers how has doing business in India become easier over the years?
Look, it has become much easier than earlier. And I think we are in India living in a very exciting time. But I'll list out for 2-3 reasons. When I started out business some 20 years back after leaving my corporate job, it was not a very, at least in this part of the country, business was not a very buzzword. You would look for a job when you would graduate out. But today, starting out and being your own boss is considered, it's glamorous. I mean, there is certain amount of glamour attached to it. So there are positive stories coming out in the business world, in the startup world. So more and more youngsters and people in 40s are also now quitting jobs and starting up. So I think this is a very positive sign for getting into business. And even for youngsters, so there's so many who pass out from IIMs and IITs and they don't join anywhere. They just start their own businesses and they do much better than what a job would fetch you in terms of money or satisfaction. So I think it's the best time to be an entrepreneur today.
Thank you so much, sir. I personally wasn't aware about your views on GST. I mean, they're quite different from what I've heard before. And also about your the roadblocks that you were talking about was definitely something that I wasn't aware about it. So, anything you would like to add, Udbhav?
Sure, Lakshita. It was great to hear from an entrepreneur like you, Mr. Sahni, about how you built your business from the ground up. I never thought that customer acquisition and advertising was such an expensive task, especially for businesses like yours. And when you spoke about red tapeism, I never thought that getting an electricity connection for your factory would be such a hassle. And personally, I always find myself looking for things to snack on between meals. So I really think your product fulfills a need in the market.
Of course you do, Udbhav. We all know you're a snack monster.
Happy to know that, and thank you for your encouraging feedback on my snacks.
So before we conclude, Mr. Sahni, any message you have do you have a message for your viewers or anything you would like to say to our viewers today?
Nothing much, but one appeal I have to all these young students from your class would be that, even if you can't start out immediately after completing your education, do think of being an entrepreneur sometime. Be your own boss. Be a job giver rather than job seeker, because that's the only way India can grow to the potential it has. It is actually the entrepreneurs who create jobs, who actually build wealth for the country and for everybody else. So be a contributor to wealth creation and nation building rather than just be a job seeker.
That's very inspiring, sir. So thank you again for being here with us today, sir. It was a real pleasure talking to you. On behalf of my entire team, I would also like to thank our teacher, Ms. Manisha Chawla, for her continued guidance and support in this project. And again, thank you, sir, so much for taking time out of your day and your busy schedule to talk to us. It really means a lot.
Pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine, Udbhav and Lakshita. It was pleasure talking to you guys. Thank you so much for having me over.
Thank you, sir.
All the best to you guys.
And as
you
always,
are the future of the country.
And as always, viewers, stay tuned for the next episode of Converse with Commerce.